West, the story will read from the East. For those who want a specific mention of this treaty, was called the Molotov Treaty. Decided between Hitler and Stalin to split the war in half. Half would go to Hitler, half to Stalin. Match made in half. Two genocidal authoritarian regimes trying to destroy the rest of the world. And that, my friends, is where the real crux of the question comes. The Russians keep pointing fingers at others, shouting, Nazi, Nazi, Nazi! But at the same time, they were the main beneficiaries of Nazi Germany at the beginning of the war. They were the ones who provided those natural resources, that oil, that iron, that gas, to Nazi Germany, to overcharge their power. And now they point fingers at others and call them Nazis. Now that, my friends, is truly ironic. Apart calling the capital black, you might say, calling the rest of the world evil. Exactly how it is. And it's about time we realize that Russia cannot be negotiated with. Russia cannot be tampered with. Russia cannot be underestimated. Russia and finally, the Paris regime needs to be brought down for good. That is what's going to end this war. Not for a day, a week, or a month, or a year, but forever. That is what, friends, we are all going to achieve together. Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Slava naciji!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Героям України тричі!
Слава! Слава! Слава!
Ворогам України тричі!
Смерть! Смерть! Смерть!
And now, my friends, we will have a short musical break.
Так. Голосує повідомлення смс-ки, що щось відправляється. Перезвонити зараз можливості немає. Дякую. Дякую тобі за план і те, що ти за машину казав. Ну, поки що, скажімо так, наші бригаді початку не посадили. Якщо посадили, то вона прийде на бригаду. А на бригаду, як вона прийде, оце я консультувався, то вона до мене не попаде. Це виконання, де вона там буде. Бо в нашій групі машина по штату не положена. І якось так. Тобто, на даний момент трохи скрутно зараз нас, що не поки що скажуть, немає чого. Бо світлота виходить там тяжко, дуже тяжко, воно приїжджає дуже забачено. А так все нормально. Дякую ще раз за все, що робиш.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Нашим захисникам тричі.
Слава! Слава! Слава!
For understanding Ukrainian, that was the voice of my cousin on the front line. He says that it's very difficult for now for infantry, and he's saying that he's very grateful for the help that they provide. And he says that even if I provide him with a car to his regiment, it won't be given to him because he is not eligible to have a car, so he has a banged up Volkswagen Caravelle that is rusty. So I might try to find some other way or give his unit as many cars as possible. So the last car that the unit needs will be the car that will be an extra car that will reach my cousin. Maybe this is the way it's gonna go. If you live in Kursk region, this war has started for you 82 days ago. If you're a Russian propagandist, you will claim that this war has started 976 days ago. If you're a refugee, or if you're a normal decent Ukrainian, this war has started 3,902 days ago. And this is why we gather here. This is one of the longest war rallies running in this country. We wish it was the shortest. I was stupid and naive enough to think that in 2014 that annexation of Crimea will be the end of it. I walked past this war rally in 2014 in February. I made a picture over there from the other side and I walked away. Well, Crimea is a questionable thing. Oh, it used to be Tatars, Ukrainian Tatars, Crimean Tatars. Oh, well, it went one way, it went another way. I was ignorant now. Then I can't afford to be ignorant now. Because Russia is a terrorist.
Russia is a terrorist state!
Russia is a terrorist state.
Russia is a terrorist state!
Stop Russia, stop the war.
Stop Russia, stop the war!
Panic from Olympic Games. You will get one answer. Ukraine. Ukraine is a breadbasket of Europe. If you Google war crimes in Mali, you will get Russia. War crimes in Burkina Faso, you will get Russia. War crimes in Central African Republic, you will get Russia. War crimes in Nigeria, right now, you will get Russia. War crimes in Syria, you get Russia. War crimes in Georgia, you get Russia. War crimes in Moldova, you get Russia. For Russia, Ukraine is just another country, another flag, another trophy. If Ukraine stops fighting, there will be no more Ukraine. If Russia stops attacking, there will be no more war. What did Putin tell you in 2022 on the 24th of February? We are forced to attack Ukraine to defend Russians that are being oppressed in Ukraine. What did Hitler tell you on the 1st of September of Nothing can do with Russia. Russians attacked Poland in 1939 to protect ethnical Germans from being oppressed. Now they're killing Russian-speaking Ukrainians and Ukrainians who want to live on their land for only one reason, because they were born in Ukraine. They are nothing but scumbag terrorist invaders. They are generational war criminals. This is an undisputed historical fact to which a dozen of nations can testify today. Ask anyone in Mali, ask anyone in Nigeria, ask anyone in Central African Republic, ask anyone in Syria. Those Syrian refugees on the Finland and Russian border, where did they come from? They came from Russians aiding to kill civilians in Syria. They attacked Georgia twice. I saw this documentary in 1992 and 93. There were Ukrainian soldiers helping Georgians to repel USSR-aided attack on Georgia. And Ukrainian soldier in 1992 told you, if this can happen in Georgia, it can happen in Ukraine. And it did, because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 I might look a bit younger than I am, but I was born under Russian occupation. My parents were born under Russian occupation. I have two other brothers. Only one of them was born in free and independent Latvia. I wasn't born in Ukraine. My parents left Ukraine in the 80s. I was there every single summer to visit my grandparents. That's why I can speak Ukrainian. And this is why it is so important for me. When my family members are on the front line, I help with whatever I can. We gather money. We have some local festivals and fundraisers in Fulham. On a single Friday in Fulham, we can pack up to 600 first aid kits. You know how many we packed in the last 2.5 years? It's more than 22,000 now. We gathered around 800,000 pounds over time. Do I use that money for my cousin? No! When my cousin says, I need a tablet, I need a waterproof boots, can you buy me this, can you buy me that? I really need it. I need to put maps of Ukraine on that tablet, can you buy a SD card, so I can see what we are defending. We are defending our home. They came to many countries before that. We are just another country for them. But our resilience gave enough time for Finland and Sweden to join NATO. Putin told you there will be immediate repercussions if NATO border with Russia will expand. When Finland joined NATO, that border has doubled. What did scumbag Russians do to Finland? Absolutely nothing. Smoke and mirrors. Because they're scumbag terrorists. All they do, they lie. And they use their own language as a weapon. Because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 Tribunal for Russian war criminals.
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 Stop Russia, stop the war.
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 And from 17th of March last year, Putin is a wanted man. He can go to Mongolia, countries like that. He dare not go to a strong country. He will never go to a country that he will be at risk. As criminal as he is. Why is he a criminal? Because he had admitted on national television that they had kidnapped more than 19,500 children from occupied regions. Putin is not ashamed of that. Putin is not ashamed of that. 2024 is a historical year. It's a historical year. Because Putin is overtaking, as a dictator of Russia, he's overtaking Stalin, his role model. His role model. The same Stalin who was killing Ukrainians long before Putin was born. Have a look online. Where was Putin when the Berlin Wall fell down? He was a junior KGB agent in Germany. And he saw the people. He saw the people when they rose and that wall fell down. Russian soldiers, like that USSR soldiers, they said to Germans, if you do not leave, we're gonna gun you down. Did they leave? No, they didn't. Were they gunned down? No, because they were on their own land in Germany. So when Putin saw Maidan, what if the Russians get idea like that? What if the Russians rise against Putin? This is unacceptable. This is why any evidence or any hint or any little grain of democracy or uprising must be stopped. That's why in 2020, Russians it was thousands of armed Russian police were sent by Putin to Belarus cities. Every single Belarusian that we know that come to this war rally, they said, we were afraid even to go grocery shopping. Why? Because the Russians were outside their houses. That was in 2020. The Russians are outside Ukrainian houses since 2014. This war is not 82 days. This war is not 900 days old. This is more than 3,000 days now. It's 11th year of this war. In 2014 they wanted Crimea. Then they wanted 2 regions. Now they want 4 regions. The only reason why Ukrainian army has crossed the border with Russia on the 6th of August. By the way, first time a foreign soldiers were on Russian soil since World War II. What did Russia do? Now they said it's an anti-terrorist operation. By the way, I found out why. I found out why for you. Because it's cheaper. You can pay the soldiers 5 times less if it's anti-terrorist operation. Because if it's a military operation, or God forbid, we call a war, then it's very expensive. So it's nothing to do with terrorism, it's all to do with the money. Because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 Tribunal for Russian war criminals.
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 And if you believe Lavrov, this week he said that Russians are better off after this invasion. They are better off, yes. You don't have medication that you need if you're a sick person. Any possession that you bought that is against sanctions will be confiscated on the border. Of course, this is much better than peace. For Russians, peace is offensive. For Ukrainians, peace is all we want. Peace and freedom, that's all we want. And this is why we will hear us say, free Azov-style defenders.
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 Because thousands of our soldiers are being tortured every single day against any Geneva Convention possible for more than 2 years. All we want is for our heroes to come back. Every single Azov-style defender is a personal insult to a Russian war machine because they have something to fight for. Home, peace, freedom. Home, peace, freedom. We don't want anything else. We never attacked anyone. This is our first war. And all Ukraine is trying to do is for the first war for Ukraine to become last war for Russia. Moldovan president this spring told you, not me, he told the whole world, that the peace for Ukraine means peace for Moldova. I repeat to you the words of Moldovan president. A peace for Ukraine means peace for Moldova. Ukrainians right now, for more than 3,800 days, We are fighting for peace and freedom for Ukraine, for peace and freedom for Moldova, for democracy for Belarus, whose regime has backstabbed. We are even fighting, ludicrous as it is, mad as it is. Ukrainians today are even fighting for democracy in Russia. It will be a default result. We don't care about that. But this is what's going to happen when this wall of tyranny will fall down. Who is your friend? Tell me who is your friend and I'll tell you who you are. If your friend is North Korea, what does that tell you about? I have in my pocket a South Korean mobile phone. Honestly, if any of you know any North Korean amazing technologies, apart from forcing people to have haircuts like President has, and no liberties whatsoever, no freedom of speech. For Russia, North Korea is a role model. For Putin, Stalin is a role model. But I'm telling you, those sanctions are working because in 2023, last year, Gazprom has filed first-time losses in almost a quarter of a century. Guess what? Okay, good start. Do nothing. Say nothing, do nothing. Because Ukraine is one of the most European people in Europe, and Ukraine doesn't need to be in European Union. It is the largest European country that is a fact of which economic or political union we are joined or not. Around that time, that Europe said Ukrainians are welcome here. Russians are welcome here if they buy off something, if they buy a football club, if they buy something. With what? With the corrupt money, with politics all the time. When language reform, I was there and I saw it. They meetings and rallies against closure of Russian-speaking schools. Nothing changes with Russia. 24 years after that, last year, 23 years, what did Putin tell to African delegates when he had a summit in St. Petersburg? We need more Russian schools in Africa. They are using their language as a weapon. When Russians are going to Kazakhstan, Georgia, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Ukraine, they demand you to speak their language because their parents, they force your parents to speak that language. They force your grandparents to speak that language. The only education that Ukrainians will face, if God forbid we fall, is Russian education again. Reprinted history books according to Russians. They are saying that Putin, direct quote, that Putin saved the world by attacking Ukraine. Putin saved by attacking Ukraine. Democratic country, peaceful country, nickname president of Europe. What nickname would you give to Russia? You see on the news only when Russian sponsored Wagners are killed. Do you see on the news when Wagner mercenaries are killing people in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Central African Republic, Syria, Ukraine, 2008, Moldova in Nigeria, and it goes on and on. This is why we are fighting against dictatorship, Russia, North Korea, and where Ukraine wins, Russia wins. Help Ukraine protect peace.
Help Ukraine protect peace.
Help Ukraine protect peace.
Ukraine,
As you promised.
Ukraine, as you promised.
It's not a